Hello and welcome to Racers Now. It's a Monday night show with ITV's newest star from the betting ring, SD. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. We can't keep plugging this, can we?
Well, I'm SD's official cheerleader, right? He's done the average per clip on ITV last week was 10,000 at best. SD's done 202,000 on his clip. All the comments are positive. He's been in flying tipping form. He's riding a wave. He tipped the 28-1 winner of the Golden Mile. Other little bits and bobs last week as well. Daily tips in a profit for July at 18 points in front. Flat season on the YouTube, which is usually the Monday shows and always the Thursday shows here on Racers Now. SD is a mammoth 68 points in front this season. That is fantastic. You're not going to get that anywhere else. I will praise him. He will play it down slightly, I imagine.
I'll play it down slightly. Now, what I'm going to try and do is just rotate my camera because it keeps putting me at an odd angle. How's that? That's much better. Yes. It's a pleasing week last week, wasn't it? Apparently I'm an influencer.
Yes, SD the influencer. Well, I had two options for my introduction tonight. It was either going to be racing's biggest influencer or ITV's newest star. I went with the latter. Right, SD. In this one, we're going to do a little bit of a look back to last week at Glorious Goodwood, where you was there for 3 days, as was I. We're going to do a little bit of a look forward to this
Okay,
Saturday.
have I rotated again?
Yeah, you've rotated again. We're going to have a little look forward to this Saturday, the 8th of August, where it is Shergar Cup weekend, but the anti-post interest comes at Haydock, where SD does have a bet. So, looking back then, SD, what was the best highlight on the track at Goodwood last week for you?
I thought Scandinavia, well, from a betting point of view, Ross Collin and the horse watch, thoroughly nice brothers, the Dixons. That was good, but I thought Scandinavia was pretty good. I have to say.
Yep.
It's a nice week at Goodwood, providing you didn't get an ice cream.
Some good content from yourself, speaking to the likes of Tim, Wiltshire, obviously.
I didn't mean from me. I meant I enjoyed going.
No, there was. I think there was a couple of murmurs, if you like, about the racing surface. We called it out, I think, on Monday night when we caught up, or whatever day it was. Questioning there was some watering took place, but then there was that downpour later in the week. It's so hard over these 5 days, to get it right with different weather conditions throughout the week.
No, but we did call it out on Monday because we questioned the
sanity.
The sanity, yes, the sanity, good word, of irrigating. Now, it's very easy to look back in hindsight, isn't it?
It is.
But I think were Ed Arkle to have his week again, he certainly wouldn't have irrigated someday.
Yep. The Lennox, I watched that back today. I just thought that was a mess. Kim Ross was a very late non-runner there. I think that led to a 25p rule 4. Noble Champion that I think from memory won the Jersey at Royal Ascot was basically injured in the run and hampered half the field in the process of pulling up. Unfortunate, that happens. And then, the 3 horses that were clear throughout kind of finished first, second and fourth. The only horse that was a closer, I'm going to come on to him, Lake Forest. And that Silent Witness was a bit of a shock winner. They was drawn out.
No, but it's 2 years in a row that race has been a mess,
I know. But it was drawn out like washing from front to back and side to side. Audience was one side of the tracks. Silent Witness Lake Forest tried to make late progress up the rail. That was a mess. We touched on it last week. The Sussex Stakes was a mess. Yeah, I think we can go.
The Sussex Stakes was a mess. But these, what's the headline in the Racing Post? He's the best miler in Europe. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't set a very high bar. I mean, Rosalian, don't forget he's not won a race this year.
I know. Yeah, we went into the Sussex hoping he would. We had the best miler in Europe, and we have. And that is in an where Hannon confirms that Rosalian, who was second favourite-ish for the City of York, the new Group 1 at the Ebor Festival, 2-1.
Favourite.
He's not anymore because he's going to be going apparently to the Jacques Lemarois Mile Straight Track Deauville in 2 or 3 weeks' time.
Another race that shouldn't exist anyway.
The Nassau.
Sorry,
say it. Flag start in borderline crazy. I mean, yeah, I spend a lot of time around these Group 1s, and yeah, that took me by surprise. They was at the start, and then next thing you know, they was off. There's that screenshot going round of World. The eventual winner was 2 or 3 lengths clear within half a second of the race starting from a flag start. And what I would take out, my horse to take out, there's 2 horses I'd take out of the week. I thought See the Fire ran an absolute blinder in that Nassau on the bad ground and from a bad position starting.
It's Nassau.
I thought she ran a blinder, and I think she's a big player in the Juddmonte International. More of that later in the week from me. And then my other one was this Linwood for Richard Hannon. You know, I like Mr. Hannon. Hasn't raced for ages. Jamie Spencer actually rode it from the front. I think it was in the closing race of the whole week, 4:45 Saturday. I thought he ran a blinder to finish. I think he finished 2nd or 3rd. So he'll definitely be one for that I'll be following in the rest of the season. Anything else for USD?
I don't know. You're just sort of giving these superlatives. I'll cover the flag
superlative.
Start
1 minute. If we're talking about superlatives, best horse since Frankel. I think the finger should be pointed at you. So I said that I thought See the Fire ran a blinder. What's the superlative I've got wrong? I thought See the Fire ran a blinder, and I've said as much.
No. I'll deal with each point in turn because clearly you're well oiled tonight. I text you that on a confidential basis, and you chose to publish it.
Which?
The Field of Gold comment. I didn't say it on here.
I had permission from you, I believe. Let's.
I think I did. Anyway, I think the second point about
if they put our WhatsApp into the public domain, I think one of us would be in jail and the other one would be at least sacked. From
yes, it's very fruity. Yes. I just think on the flag start. I mean, what the bloody hell were they supposed to do?
Oh, I'm not saying. Yeah.
But you have people saying it's a disgrace. Well, I don't think they could have done anything else. You certainly couldn't have had the horses coming all the way back and then back out again. I mean, I think that wasn't an option. I think they almost made the best of a bad job, but I think they need to be thinking, and tracks need to be thinking about, protocols if this happens. You can't have them. That was worse than a 3-mile chase around Bangor. They wouldn't have let them go round Bangor, let me tell you. With that sort of start, would you believe it will run? I think See the Fire, thoroughly exposed animal.
Whew. Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Well, they got. Well, just let's go back to the Prince of Wales.
Yeah,
against in an all-sex environment.
Yeah, where she ran pretty. Did she not run pretty well there, SD?
Where did she finish?
I mean, she scooted up over the Juddmonte course and distance at the Dante meeting against her own sex.
Where did she finish in the Prince of Wales?
I'm just checking, sir. I don't remember every race off the top of my head. She finished, I would say, a respectable third.
Was she third?
A respectable third.
A respectable third. So she was third?
Yes.
Okay. Any particular reason she should beat Ombudsman?
Well, the track.
I did actually say to you, I will say one thing in See the Fire's favour, because I remember saying this at Ascot.
The track.
She has produced her best performances at York.
Yes.
But I'd be surprised. I certainly wouldn't be grabbing her as an eye catcher from Goodwood.
Okay, fair enough. Any further comments on Goodwood, SD? Was it busy?
Well, it's only I go the non-busy days. I thought it was much easier to get around the place. I have to say, one of the fellas who I was chatting to, there's a great story. He said, "Well, I went for some strawberries because they give the strawberries free at Goodwood." He's an older gentleman, and he said, "Well, the next thing I know, I was lifted into the air when I grabbed these strawberries by two security personnel who said, 'Look that way,' and there's a queue a mile long. He didn't see the queue. And then he said, 'Well, I've put my fingers in them now.' They said, 'Put them back.'" So there we
are. Shall we take a look ahead to this weekend, Esty?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Well, it's the 9th of August. Yep. So it's a good, big, busy week for SD because on the 14th, Thursday the 14th, we've got the Racing League at Chepstow, and then on Saturday the 16th, we've got the Shergar Cup at Ascot. 9th, Saturday the 9th. So yeah, plenty to look forward to this week, SD.
Well, certainly not there. I've been speaking to a few people who know these things. Two different people have told me the same thing. Okay. And apparently, now everybody keep your fingers crossed, but the Racing League could be dead and buried next year. How great would that be?
Well, it's got no sponsor for a start. It's had William Hill, the tote previously, no sponsor at all.
I think everybody realised, racing isn't a team sport, and no matter how much Jeremy Ray and his merry men try and tell us all that we should all nod like dogs and say yes, sir, 3 bags full, sir. It doesn't work. And then we've got the ultimate team thing, which on Saturday, where, well, have you seen the list of the jockeys, by the way?
I have. It was retweeted
How
on the
many have you heard of?
I'll tell. There's an Irish fella that I definitely never heard of.
I'd heard of 4.
So there's Joanna Mason, Holly Doyle. I'm just getting it up now because I can't see it.
First time for everything.
It was that memorable. I still can't remember. So we have they've changed it. There's no ladies team anymore. So there used to be ladies, GB, Ireland, and rest of the world. Yeah. That's what they used to be. Now it is Asia, rest of the world, Europe, GB and Ireland. In GB and Ireland, we have Holly Doyle, Robbie Dolan, sorry, never heard of, and Joanna Mason. In Europe, we have Per Anders Graberg from Sweden. We have Dario Di Tocco from Italy, of course. And we have Delphine Santiago from France. In the rest of the world, we have Caris Teaton from MTN. What's that? What country is that?
What's the initials?
MTN. Caris Teaton.
MTN?
Yes. MTN.
Bloody clue. Is it Mauritania or somewhere?
Hugh Bowman from Australia, who I have heard of. Katie Davis from the USA. And then from Asia, we have Suraj Nariedo from India. We have Rusei Sakai from Japan. And we have Mairei Iwatawa from Japan. So I have heard of Iwatara. Wouldn't be an expert on him, but I have heard of him. I've heard of Hugh Bowman, that's 2. And then Doyle and Joanna, that's 4. So yes, 4 for me out of 12.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. Even Dylan Cooner has replied to follower of the channel, Joe Nathan, with 6. So yeah, fair play. So yeah, we'll skip over that, SD. The proper betting to get stuck into this weekend is at Haydock. It's their Lancashire Oaks Day. Group.
No, it isn't.
Rose of Lancaster. I get him mixed up. They're all the same. It's the Rose of Lancaster Stakes. Well Group done. 3. Over 10.5 furlongs. This is open to the boys and the girls. And there's 14 in there currently, SD. 5-2 favourite, the unbeaten John and Thady Gosden horse, Naran, who won pretty well at Hamilton last time. I think SD might have been there. He might not have. Hartem still entered in there as well. Very strange race that he was a part of in the Summer Mile last time. And the one that there's been money for, SD, leading you on slightly here, is Royal Dubai, who was 8-1 earlier today, is now best price 6-1. Is that the one you're interested in?
Yes, I backed him at 8. Owen Burrows won 2 of the last 3 runnings, albeit with the same horse.
I do love Owen.
Yes, Owen seems to be back.
You were telling me a few weeks ago that he was having a quiet year, young man.
Well, I know, but he's over 50% in the last 2 weeks.
Maybe 4 out of the last 7.
Maybe he's woken up. I thought this horse did very well at Newbury. I mean, most horses are going to benefit from coming from Marco Botti to Owen Burrows, aren't they? And this thing absolutely showed it at Newbury. Now you could say, well, the race fell apart, but certainly it was a bloody good run, wasn't it? I've looked at the forecast this week. It's rained today. Dan Cooper's done a very helpful. This from Dan Cooper. Done a go-in report at 5:25 tonight. It's currently dry 2 miles from the track. It's forecast a mainly dry week. So we should be having genuine flat racing ground come Saturday. And that being the case, this horse loves quick ground. I thought some of them in there, and I think the race could cut up. Probably appreciated to get their toe in a little bit more. I think it's a great each way bet, even at 6-1. I couldn't believe he was 8 earlier. I thought I was seeing things.
Yeah, looks a likely runner given the trainer. Yeah, you'd have to wonder.
They pinpointed straight after Newbury were coming here as well. Yeah. That's always a good sign.
There's like you say, there's a few to come out here. The market is to be shaken up. You would have thought. Hartem, will he, won't he run? Is he a miler? Is he a 10 furlong horse? Detain has been over in France earlier this year. Didn't run very well at Ascot. Has got the same trainer, different owners as Naran at the top of the market. Military Order. Again, he's been disappointing recently. Okeechobie's been coming back off a break, although I do like him generally. First Conquest was of interest to me, SD, but he's not been seen since April, which brings question marks there. I thought he ran well first time up this year. So, yeah, there's definitely a few to come out.
And I think there's a question generally. Some of them didn't run terribly well last week about the Hannon form. He's hardly firing them in with spectacular regularity, is he?
No, he's 2 wins out of his last 54 runners, so no, not ideal.
I mean, some of that is explained by big fields at Goodwood, but nevertheless, you'd expect in the good old days when it was Hannon and Hughes, you'd expect them to get 5 or 6 on the week, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they were the days, Camford Cliffs and the like. Dick Hearn Stakes, SD, that'll probably be one for Thursday for you, will it not?
Yes, I saw Araseg was in there. He was a non-runner who I said had been plotted for that Goodwood race. So, I mean, I don't think he's the best campaigned horse in the world. He was unfortunate it rained, but yeah. Anyway.
Celestial Orbit's in there. I put up. Yeah, Ollie Sangster had 3 horses entered in the 1,000 guineas at the 5-day stage. I tipped up the one of them, and that was the one that came out. But that's finds him. She finds herself as the market leader anti-post. Definitely one for Thursday, I would have thought. Did we want to? Great news for regular viewers, SD. Your favourite tomorrow. I'll be producing a monologue of a solo effort. Looking forward to the Ebor Festival, which is in a couple of weeks. I know they're the ones you like, SD, and you will be tuning.
Well, everybody loves them. If you're suffering from insomnia or something, put that on. Honestly, you make William G. Stewart look entertaining.
Good.
You know who William G. Stewart was?
No, I've got absolutely no idea, SD.
He hosted 15-1. And the best thing is, he copped off with the voiceover woman who's about 30 years younger than him. What a lad William G. Stewart was.
Right. In the last 5 minutes of this show, SD, we're going to be looking ahead to one of SD's new favourite tracks, York, where he tipped up a couple of winners the other week on his return to tipping at that venue. Their newest Group 1, or the newest Group 1 in the UK racing calendar, is the City of York Stakes, 7 furlongs to take place on the Saturday. And I think this is a pretty wide open market, or was until Rosalien has been confirmed by Hannon that he's going to France and not here to York. Did have the option of dropping back down to 7. I think that now this has been upgraded to a Group 1, it's no longer a 7 furlong specialist race with Audience, Kim Ross and the like in there, as they were in previous years. This has now become very interesting, where we've got horses like, could have been Rosalien, not anymore. Notable Speech, who won a Guineas last year, dropping back down to 7 potentially for this. Lazat, who won the Jubilee Stakes Group 1, 6 furlongs at Ascot, possibly stepping up for this. We're going to have more 3-year-old interest than we usually do in this race as well. So, yeah, I think it's really, really quite interesting. Loads in there at the moment. We'll obviously whittle down as the race approaches. But did you fancy anything at this stage?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, you'll have to excuse me because the iPad is just
we've got
completely
iPad
and utterly conked.
Would you like me to do my best impression of you because I know what you're putting up?
Well, no. I think it is called Never So Brave, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yes. Won at the Summer Mile at Ascot. Thought did really well against a. I mean, I have to say, the Point Liners have done nothing for the form since, although the Bethels are out of form.
Turned into a strange race, that.
I know, but I think this horse has a bit of vavavoom about him.
I knew you was
yes.
yes.
I
could feel that coming.
Yes, do you remember the old adverts from the 90s?
I do, Thierry,
Papa?
yes.
Papa?
Yes. I don't know Papa. I know it was Thierry Henry, one of the best players ever.
Anyway, so I thought Never So Brave. Look, he's improved out of all recognition, and he won a 7-furlong handicap at Ascot's at the Royal meeting, didn't he? And then went on and won that Summer Mile. We might find out a little bit more about the form this week, but I thought in a race, I think this he could cut up a little bit. It certainly cut up last year. I remember laying the buggery out of Audience and shitting myself just before the race because I think Lake Forest got withdrawn.
Because I backed Audience last year and tipped him at I don't know, I can't remember, but it was 4-1, say, and he went off 4-7 and got beat, and you found that very amusing.
I did, because I will be on Ebo Day. It's one of my rare days off. That weekend I'll be at Newmarket Friday, and I'll be at Yarmouth on Sunday.
Right.
Ross on Wye.
I was trying to get. Well, you say you stay at Ross on Wye at least once a year. Yeah, I do like.
Chroma, you fool!
I do like the selection of Ross of Never So Brave SD, but the only problem with him is because he's won over 7 in good fashion at Ascot, then he's won over 8 on the round course at Ascot. This is a horse with options. The City of York Stakes is one of them, but he to me, he looks like he's got options. He's entered in the Hungerford. I mean, I doubt he's going to run there under a Group 2 penalty. He's entered in the Sprint Cup. He's entered in the City of York. He could find himself entered in that Summer Mile that they have at
the Celebration Mile. I think the entries are out for that race.
Okay.
I think they are, because I had a look and there were a couple entered at Goodwood. Well, I know where I'd go. You're not going to go for the bloody Hungerford. You're not going to go Group 2 down to Group 3. You've got the option of the Sprint Cup if he's pacey. And look, he's a quick horse. He's got, he's got his hooves on the accelerator pedal.
So Michael thought that he was a 6-furlong horse, wrongly or rightly.
Well, with some time has shown, Sir Michael may have just had his eyes on other things. I don't know. He was. I think there's a lot of horses improved from him.
I do think he's bang interesting, to be fair.
Yes, yeah. I think at 7, I can't see being anywhere near 7 on the day.
Yeah, I do think he's interesting. We've got Rosalian in there. Second favourite at the moment is that Maranoa Charlie, who I think won a Group 1 Jean Prat in France. Notable speech is another will he, won't he go? I mean, the 6-furlong experiment did not work out last time. Rosalian's going elsewhere, as we say. Lazat, will that one run? I mean, there's a disparity in prices.
It's a win bet, that, by the way, isn't it? Didn't I text you win? You've put each way on the screen.
Do apologise, sir.
Because I have put another one up as well.
Yes, you have. Okay. Win.
He's just doing the graphics now. You can't be the technology at races now.
Well, it's very, very, very rapid there, you see. I should be a producer.
Look at that. That's very quick. You have fingers like Liberace.
I'm hoping I didn't put your bets on each way earlier rather than win. I'm going to have to check them now after the show.
You don't put my bets on for me, sir, do you? So there'll be some pesky little compliance controller watching this show, thinking, "Oh my God, I'm gonna absolutely." I'm
as
so
everyone
excited.
Out there should do. As everyone out there should do. I just follow SD blindly. Right, what's your other selection in the City of York? Anti-post SD.
Notable speech. I now you're look at your face. Look at your face.
Don't like it.
You don't like it? Well, he's a Guineas winner. He's a Sussex winner. They stepped him back to the July Cup last time. He travelled as well as anything, and pretty much won.
I think without doubt he's going backwards this year. He's going backwards. They all rocked up at Newbury. Well, Rosalian and Notable rocked up at Newbury. Oh yeah, we'll come on for that. Looking forward to the Prince of Queen Anne or whatever it is, Queen Anne. And neither of them won that. And then the project or the experiment at Newmarket's July Cup failed as well. So yeah,
he's a class horse against maybe lesser class horses. I was wondering what Aiden had run here. He isn't going to run Diego, is he? So what's he going to run?
Well, Diego did win over 7 furlongs last time.
I know, but surely he'll be flat out all the bloody way. Can you imagine Diego with audience at the front going about 100 miles an hour? Diego will still be on the A64 at the start.
Well, Whistlejacket has never tried further than 6 furlongs, and he doesn't want quick ground, which he might well get there. Noble Champion was pulled up at Goodwood. More Thunder's under the same ownership as your selection, Never So Brave. John Quill's going backwards. Quinault won the trial for this, if you like, if you want to call it that, the Criterion, which they purchased out of Newmarket. He won that well from the front. Strangest race. Cosmic Years going backwards. Paborus, who was bang impressive at Thirsk first time up this year, didn't really kick on in that York race, the Criterion. The Lion in Winter's entered, Esty, and he might be the most likely runner actually for O'Brien.
Well, you do. A bit strange, wouldn't it? 10, 12, 7.
Well, yeah, but he ran over 7 last time in that Jean Pratt. Ran okay.
Just seems a bit tripless, doesn't it? One thing I will say, I mean, can you imagine Quinault and audience going at it?
Oh yeah, they'll be going
hammer and tongs. It'll be one of these. Well, it'll be the Lennox.
They basically did that in the Lennox. The pair
of them. Yeah. So it might be a repeat because, as we know, audience to an extent is a bit one-dimensional. Quinault is certainly one-dimensional. So you're going to end up with a fast run race. I know the forecast this week is fair. We're a bit too far out to be talking forecast, but we'll assume flat racing ground.
I do have a bet though, SD, myself, before we wrap up, and that is Lake Forest. You're going to turn your nose up at this one, I'm sure. But yeah, I just thought he looked the best value in this race at 16 to 1. His price has actually got a bit bigger today. They must know that I'm tipping it. But for me, he clearly did not get a stiff mile. He clearly did not get a stiff mile in the Queen Anne. I thought he ran pretty well there in what
I tipped him in the Queen Anne. That went well.
You did. It was only beaten, 2 and 3/4 lengths there. He won a so-called Grade 1 in Australia last year, but if you look who was second that day, it was Lazat that we've already mentioned won the Jubilee. I think you could put a complete line through Lake Forest's effort in the Criterion at York's. That was just too bad to be true. Maybe I'm being kind of making excuses. And then in that Lennox last week, that was a mess. He was the only horse to make up ground. So I think he's interesting for this. Whereas you're playing horses that might not be 7 furlong horses. Notable Speech has never tried it for a start. Lake Forest is a 7 furlong horse for me. So yeah, I think he's a good value for me at the moment. 16 to 1. There's a few of them to come out. Rosalian's one of them already. So yeah, Lake Forest for me, please.
Yes, there we are. I don't think 16 is terrible. I think the market has yet to react to Rosalian probably not running.
Yeah, it's in the process of reacting. Never So Brave is one of those that is getting shorter. That price that we've said 7 to 1 is available at time of speaking. Notable Speech, no change on that yet. Kim Ross has been between 8 and 12 to 1. Like I say, the one in the market at the moment that's got a big disparity is Lazat, as short as 7 to 2 with Boyle Sports and 10 to 1 with William Hill. So that's the one that's
Isn't Lazat going to go to France, or have I got that wrong?
Maurice, I think he's a Maurice de Geest potential. But given that he's already been over to Ascot and won on quick ground, he does have more options than the typical French horse, you could say. Right, we're going to wrap it up there.
Few other things. Just before we start, I understand the fixture list is out on Wednesday.
I know a lad that gets it early every year. The fixture list. Yes, it doesn't excite me, but yeah.
Yeah, so do I. And I think it's a disgrace. I think it's fairly well known. Sedgefield, post Sedgefield, who basically get double their crowd on Boxing Day, they've got that stripped. I understand that has happened. We've just alluded to the racing league. Thank the Lord. Somebody told me Windsor are going to race on New Year's Day, and Fakenham are going to race on 2 bank holidays next year. So it's Guineas, and Fakenham. So get your asses to Fakenham. And a lot of people have been coming up to me at racecourses, because I've been absolutely everywhere over the last week, asking where friend of the channel is. Well, you'll all be delighted to know that I spoke to friend of the channel last week. He's alive and well and very much kicking, and it's fantastic that
cricket
he'll be at Haydock on Friday and Haydock on Sunday. So you know where the value will be at Haydock. Tim Bigger Than the Machine will be there Sunday also. So that'll be good. But yes, it was good to hear from friend of the channel yesterday. Not gone to Carlisle tonight because he said he didn't want to be blown to smithereens, quote unquote.
Yeah, it is quite blowy out there. Right, SD, we'll leave it there. That's half an hour for a Monday. SD will be back as usual for the daily tips that are on Twitter between 8 and past and on the YouTube feed as well. And he's showing a big profit in July. Hopefully that continues into August. Cheerio.
Goodbye.